So we've added $92,000 above what we just projected?
What we projected for the year.
So we're at $340,000 in projected, in income for this year? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So now you're looking at maybe 70, 80 cents per thousand.
The other thing that makes this confusing is we have our accounting numbers for the town, which are mostly matched with the state, but they still have some things where
We have stuff we have to combine.
we have some where we have to combine them to put them in, and so it takes some discussion to put it all together.
We break it down so you can see line item, pretty much line item by line item. The state don't care about that. They just, like, on one of them, they're combining accounts 3503 through 3509. We have to take all those accounts, jam them into one account, and put one number in there. On our budget, we break them down.
And what doesn't help either is that the tax bill you paid in July was based on last year's rate, without knowing what the whole rate will be. It gets crazy.
Right.
So that was an estimate, so.
Yeah, your July's payment is an estimate on your 2011 taxes.
And they only use, well, it's not even an estimate, they use, the number that they use to collect is whatever they had last year, half of what last year's was.
Yep.
And that's the number they use to give you something to work with.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's fun to see them do it, man.
And then we sit and argue with them about monies that they say, well, you didn't put that on your warrants. Well, we didn't have to put it on our warrants because it's expendable trusts. But we put it in our budget. So we have to tell them that these are revenues that they can't disqualify against us. I think last year it was like $25,000 they were going to try to disqualify.
To work this out, we usually go to Concord and sit down with them for 2-3 hours.
Yeah,
Well,
anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, depending on the mood of the day and the person that they give us.
anyway, anything else on this? You're all set?
Yep.
Then I'll skip down to new business.
Have old business.
Old business, Bill.
The question in regards to the lots, what was ever settled on that? Lots B and C and where's?
He's still calling.
I'm
I
gonna-
thought he was, you're calling on that?
Well, yes and no. We've basically received from them information to tax 2 of the lots as coming out of current use. And as far as I know, that's where it's at. We have heard nothing else from the property owners?
I mean, that never came through the letter they were going to send?
No,
Okay.
no. So as far as I'm concerned, if I don't hear from them, what Avatar recommends is what we're gonna go with, and right now it's just the 2 lots.
And Avatar will have to defend the decision.
Right. Anything else under old business? New business? I've got one thing that I think is kind of important. We're coming into that time of year where sometimes they have bats and foxes and things that are doing things they're not supposed to do.
Rabies season.
Rabies season. And I would just point out that Farmer's Supply up in Ossipee will vaccinate your pets and things for $15, I believe. So that is an option if you're worried about it. There have been some issues that have come up that have caused some concern, so I just wanted to point out that if you see any unusual animal behavior, please notify the animal control officer, Fred Gilbranson, through the police department. Just call 3232, the local PD, and have them pass it on. They'll get in touch with him and take it from there.
And remember, bears are coming into eat all I can season.
Mentioned, I think I sent an email, I may have copied it to you, to Craig in regards to some wood that's upstairs. And there were some pieces of plywood that are upstairs on the second floor. I have no idea what it went to. Emailed Craig, because that was somebody had suggested that, to see if it was of any historic value or anything. And what we'd like to use as part of that for inside when we make a little bench and stuff like that, or shelving.
Yep.
There's no other.
I did not know of any problem with that.
It's
You
just
also
plywood,
wanted a
right?
filing cabinet. I just gave one to the senior citizens to sell, and they've already sold it. Sorry, your timing is bad.
Right?
It's a shame. I'll keep looking for one for you.
And it's plywood upstairs?
3/4 maybe?
I don't see that as any historical value.
Well, I don't know what it came to or what they took apart, but there's big sections, maybe 3 by 3 foot sections like and Craig summarized it was from in the old schoolhouse where they kept maps or something. They had a table that they may have made and they stored their maps in there.
Yeah, where are they up here?
Yeah, they're on the second.
Yeah, those were the old aerial photographs.
Well, these aren't the map, this is just the table.
That was a display table for the old photographs.
Okay.
Those are up there too, rolled up.
So the table maybe,
Yeah.
unless there's a use for it. Okay.
Okay, not a problem.
We
Have
took
fun.
them out of the old schoolhouse when we said that that was not a historic, any historic value.
Okay.
So it should come out along with the old computers that were stored in there. And I could go on, it was a pickup truck full of stuff we took out.
And nobody wants this stuff. Anything
That's
else?
it? Huh?
You had asked me to look into policies and procedures regarding the assessor clerk and the administrative assistant. And I, just out of curiosity, I checked with the town of Wakefield. They use the state RSAs and they don't take it any further. And so if you want me to keep writing, I can write, but
No, I think that as Jessica's already doing it, as she has procedures that she needs to do and remember, she puts them in a binder in there.
Yep.
So she has this index of information that she can go to. It's just, it's a standing operating procedure booklet is all it is, and it's just information to help you do your jobs. And I think each department should be doing that for themselves. I mean, it's not nothing that we're going to need to write on, this is how you're going to do your job, because you could just be quoting the RSAs left and right.
okay.
So, I don't think we need to recreate a wheel.
Sounds good to me. Anything else?
I have nothing.
Then
Mail?
time for the mail, unless the people have any questions. Last chance. I thank you.
What's the date of your school board meeting here?
I don't have the date in front of me. It's in October, Dick, and it's on a Wednesday because they know that on a Monday it conflicts with the planning board, and they do need to use this space, so they agreed to move it from Monday to Wednesday.
No problem.
And I'll give that to you probably at the next selectmen's meeting, Dick. It's a good
Sure,
question.
it'll be in the paper.
Can we take a break for a second?
Yes, please.
John Nelson, could I talk to you?
Good job on the highway bill.
As the grader operator this year.
Up that road with the Indy race car. Yep.
Like I said, they're.
I hope you get paid.
Well, that's what I quoted.
I
You
know.
But it's one of them things, once you fix the hole, you can't leave the rest of the road.
I haven't seen it that good in years. For us, it's on the pumpkin, you'll be probably it's not. Now all you gotta do is somehow fix up that upper portion of the paper.
Yeah, we'll get back here.
I don't even know how you plow it back.
Actually,
this?
it's actually better. It's rough. At least we. Oh, yeah. We're gonna do that.
I zoomed into your hair.
You did not. Your breath.
Yeah, I figured you'd plow it out.
We'll have to go to, yeah, that's somewhat. We'll have to go.
Depending on how it all set up.
You got break?